Hi guys, and welcome to my blog, my video blog, The Lost Book Reports. Today I decided to do a book tag called The Ultimate Book Tag because I haven't read any books lately, or I don't have any books finished to write as reviews, and I promised I would start doing more book tags and stuff like that. So I had the energy and I was like, why not? I'll do some book tags. Anyways, I'm doing the ultimate book tag, which I found through searching on YouTube, and the person who was doing it was Bookables, so hello. I'm taking it from her, which was originated from another book blogger named Megan, who I friend requested on Goodreads, so hopefully you accept that friend request. Anyways, so I'm just going to answer some book related questions, and that's the ultimate book tag. Question number 1. Do you get sick while reading in the car? I used to get very sick while reading in the car. I don't anymore, but that's only because I now know what to do to not make me get sick while reading in the car, which is I either have to read before the car starts moving and get in the zone, or just not look up. I can't, if I start reading, I can't look out the windows. If I look up, if I start talking to someone while I'm reading, then I get nauseous and I get really sick to my stomach and I have to close the book, and it's not fun at all. But if I just get in the zone of reading, I can read for several hours in the car without getting car sick. Which author's writing style is completely unique to you, and why? They're unique to me in the sense of I can instantly identify who they are by their writing, and that would be John Green and Maureen Johnson. Just their writing style and their voice while they're writing is unique to me, and is really easy for me to identify them when I'm reading their books. For instance, when I read Will Grayson, that's by David Levithan and John Green, and one writes each Will Grayson, and you can instantly tell who Will Grayson is, like which John Green is that Will Grayson, or which Will Grayson is John Green's writing. Just very unique. Number 3, the Harry Potter series or the Twilight Saga. Give 3 points to defend your answers. I can't, just because I like both series and because I've read both series in different parts of my life, so they have different meanings to me. I read Twilight, from when I was 11, or not Twilight, Harry Potter when I was 11 to 17, and I read Twilight when I was 19, and I read that in 4 days. But I was going through different points in my life, and each book got me through different things, and each saga series has different meanings to me, so I can't pick one at all. Both are good to me. Do you carry a book bag? I wouldn't necessarily say I carry a book bag. I carry a purse or a large bag, and I put my books in there. If so, what is in it? So since it's just my normal purse, and I put books in there, and depending on how big the bag is at the time, depends how many books I put in there, it's just my normal stuff. It's my wallet, my IDs, my money, my stuff like that. Usually lots and lots of receipts and trash because it just accumulates somehow. I don't know how, it just happens. Do you smell your books? I wouldn't say I smell my books, but I like the smell of books, but I don't actively go around opening my books and smelling them. But I do like the smell of books. Books with or without little illustrations. Books with little illustrations are nice. It's a perk to your book, but I don't care. Book's a book. If it's interesting to me and has words in it, I'll read it. It doesn't have to have illustrations. What book did you love while reading but discovered later it wasn't quality writing? I don't really think I've had that experience, because I think this is really... I think if you're judging books on quality writing, it's where it gets snobby. A lot of people don't think young adult is quality writing. A lot of people don't think chick lit is quality writing. But yeah, I still enjoy those. So I don't judge a book. I mean, the only one I can think of is technically considered Twilight, but I enjoyed it. So I don't really care. bother me. I'm not going to get pretentious or be a snob unless it's 50 Shades of Grey, which is the only book on a lot of levels I won't read. Do you have any funny stories involving books from your childhood? I actually just discovered one just a few seconds ago, so I have two stories. The first one, and this doubles as what's the tiniest book on your bookshelf, which is right after this actually. This is the tiniest book on my bookshelf, Love You Forever. It's one of my favorite books. And a funny story is when I was about like 6 or 7, I have a lot of books. I had a lot of books growing up, and I need to find them. They're somewhere, I'm sure, in storage. But I had a lot that are very great and memorable. And so one day I decided that I was going to start my own library and screw the real library. My library was way cooler. So I took a staple, took pieces of paper from a notebook, and I made a library checkout list. And nobody ever checked my books out. Because I'm an only child, so who else would be checking books out but myself? So I just ruined books for the fun of it. So I guess that's a funny childhood story. My only other one is one time I was going with my friend to a book signing, and again, I was probably like 8. I don't even know who the author is. I don't remember because I really actually wasn't into books at that time. But on our way there, I ended up spilling water on my lap. And, you know, when you spill water on your lap in a car, well, it looks like you peed yourself, so I had to spend the whole book signing sitting there uncomfortable and wet and having children look at me like I just peed my pants. So I guess that's a funny story. Let's see. What is the thickest book on your shelf? Thickest book would be between Ayn Rand, I can't speak, yeah, Ayn Rand, why can't I think of the whole name of Atlas Shrugged. Atlas Shrugged or The Complete Tales of Sherlock Holmes, which you can see that one in my bookshelf tour video a few days ago. But those would be, I think, my biggest books. Yeah. Those ones would be it, for sure. Next. Do you write as well as read? Do you see yourself in the future as being an author? Do I write as well as read? I would love to write. I've tried to write. I have thought of myself as being an author, as among many things, because I love a lot of things and would like multiple careers. But I'm not really good at it. I mean, if you ever read my blog, you probably know I'm not really that good at writing. It's just not my strong point. So I'm good at coming up with ideas in my head, and I can map it out of how I would want a story to go and play out, but I can't put it down in words. So if I were ever to become an author, it's probably a ghostwriter who's written the words and I just come up with the idea. When did you get into reading? My getting into reading, I've answered this question many times, has kind of been an up and down for me process, in the sense of when I was little I liked reading. I read with my grandma, then I went through this section of reading stupid and boring, and I just wasn't into it, and a lot of it had to do with books being assigned that you had to read for school. And then Harry Potter came along, I got really into reading. In between then I really didn't read a lot besides Harry Potter, and then probably about 17 or 18 and onward I got really into reading again. Just it had to do with, you know, reading a really, really good book and wanting to read more in that book and continuing on and on and on. So that's kind of how I got into reading. It just happened through a lot of different reasons. What is your favorite classic book? I don't really have a favorite classic per se. I guess if I was going to be cliche, I would say it is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I really do enjoy it. It is one of my favorite classic books. But I don't really read a lot of classics. I have a lot of classics that I need to read, but I don't read a lot per se. In school, what is your best subject? Language arts / English. It was like my okay class. Like, I probably never got lower than a C in language arts / English. My junior and senior year, though, I was really, really good. That was like my easy classes for me. Like, I was pretty much guaranteed always an A in that class. But honestly, it really was because I went to a different school. I know I've told the story before. I went to a different school my freshman and sophomore year, And my sophomore year, I was in English 2 honors, and basically when I transferred schools, the regular junior and sophomore classes were reading those books that I'd already read my sophomore year in honors class. So basically everyone was just like, oh my god, she's really smart, she knows all this stuff, and I never read anything because I just remembered it. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's not my best subject. My best subject was history, but it wasn't my worst subject either. If you were given a book as a present that you had read before and hated, what would you do? Oh, I just love getting books. I actually, I think you know what? I don't really hate a lot of books. There's only been like, there's one book on my shelf that I do have that I bought myself that I actually really, really hated. But I keep them anyways because it's like, they're trophies to me regardless. And I'm actually, I feel the same way about regifting. Even if I get a gift I don't like, I still keep it. It's more, the way I think about it is the person thought about me, and if they thought about me well enough to get me a book, I don't really care because that means they put the effort and time into it. And it really, if I've already read it, it doesn't matter if I hate it because it's just going on my shelf anyways, so it just looks good. The only book I really, really dislike is 1984 by George Orwell. But, again, goes on my shelf, not a big deal to me at all. Thank you to the person who thought of it and listened. What is the lesser known series that you know of that is similar to Harry Potter or the Hunger Games? What is I don't know. Divergent? Which is not lesser known by any means. I don't know, because most series I do read are actually well-known series or well-known-ish series. So I can't think of anything. What did this person put? This person who I'm reading the questions off of, thebookbabereads.com, shout out to you, thank you for putting these up on your blog so I know which ones to do. She put The Last Year by Trisha Lee. It's self-published but amazing, she says. So there, that's my answer too. I have no idea what book that is. What is a bad habit you always do besides rambling while blogging? Rambling while blogging. That is my bad habit. I mean, I don't know. Is this how's that a book related topic? What's a bad, I have a lot of bad habits. Slouching, but my boobs, that's because my boobs are big and it hurts. And my back really hurts right now. I need to get surgery. It's oversharing. There's a habit. I have no problem oversharing when I ramble. So I don't know. I have a lot of bad habits. So bad habit while blogging. Rambling. I can't think of anything else. Not posting enough. There's a bad habit. What is your favorite word? Oh, I have a lot. In a review I did on my other channel recently, I said and so forth, I believe about 12 times in the video. It's just sometimes a word gets stuck in your head and I just say it a lot and then I say it over and over and over and I don't even realize it. But I don't have a favorite word at the moment. By me. And finally, full-on romance books or action-packed with a love scene mixed in. Action-packed with a love scene mixed in are way better. I'm not into the romance books. I mean, who knows? Never say never. I might get into it, but definitely action-packed with love scenes mixed in. That's the ones that get me all hot and bothered and my heart seizes up and stuff like that. Wow, my throat really hurts. Alright, well that is it for that concludes the ultimate book tag. Thank you guys for watching. Share, like, thumbs up, subscribe. Let me know what other tags I should do, what other people I should be following, and if you're on my book blog watching this, leave a comment, so on and so forth. Thank you guys. I'll see you later, and I will be doing another tag very soon.